Welcome to an episode of Crime Stories, where we listen to the most horrendous acts committed on the Korean Peninsula. A word of caution: these stories are not for the faint-hearted, so proceed with caution. On this episode, we will look at a cold case that we will refer to as the Gwan jeong murder case of 1997. Trigger warning: sexual violence. On August 14, 1997, the body of a Jeolla woman was found at the site of the demolition of an old courthouse near Gwan in downtown Jeju City, Jeju Island. The condition of the corpse was truly terrifying, and there were traces of severe beatings on the face, back of the head, the nape of the neck. The nipples were cut out and the pubic area was damaged. According to the police investigation, the victim was a 32-year-old woman who worked at a pub near Gwan. The victim was on the way home late in the morning with Hyen Mo, the female owner of the pub where she works. Ms. Hyen was also attacked by an unknown assailant, and it was presumed that the killer left Ms. Hyun covered with blood and then dragged her to the construction site and killed her. The pub owner said that fortunately, a passerby rescued her and saved her life. Because it was such a terrible case, the police investigated it with various possibilities, but because it happened so late in the morning, there were no witnesses, so the investigation was difficult. A call from the culprit. The events that preceded were even stranger. 23 days after the incident, the police station received 5 calls from a person claiming to be the killer. After tracing the origin of the call, the police found the payphone from which the call was coming and arrested Kim with fingerprints taken from the payphone. It was revealed that Kim committed attempted rape and special robberies near Gwan jeong on August 3rd and September 23rd. Mr. Kim committed the crime after hitting the victim's head with a blunt weapon, and this technique was considered to be very similar. In the end, Kim confessed that he had committed the Gwan jeong incident. According to him, he saw 2 women arguing near Gwan, smashed them with stones to steal their money, and then ran away with a handbag. The police determined that Mr. Kim's statement was consistent with the circumstances of the case, and Mr. Kim calmly reproduced the incident. However, Mr. Kim actually stood in the courtroom and denied the murder charge. The police and prosecutors couldn't help but be embarrassed by Kim's sudden change. In the end, the court sentenced Kim to 8 years in prison, only applying charges of special robbery and attempted rape, because there was no clear evidence that Kim was the culprit, and the case fell into the labyrinth again. Analysis of events. Experts analyzed that the intent of the case was initially robbery, but it appears to have led to a brutal murder in the process, especially considering that the corpse was horribly damaged. There are also stories that the perpetrator may not have just stopped with this case, because this type of incident is like the starting point of a serial murder, experts point out. Of course, there have been no similar incidents since Jeju Island, but there is a story that it is questionable whether it can be reassured. Experts view that Kim is unlikely to be the culprit. The police are saying that they just caught the culprit but that they were released because there was no evidence. The Jeju woman murder case occurred in 2012, and some are raising suspicions whether the culprit is also related to the Gwan case. There are similarities in that the body was damaged and the victim's belongings were thrown away. In fact, it is a situation where the statute of limitations in the Gwan case expired at the time the criminal was caught. In the end, the relationship between the two was not revealed at all, and the statute of limitations for the Gwan murder case ended.